We're on? Great, let's do this. All right, I've been wanting to do this for the last couple of years now. And finally last week I read a story about some genius that decided he figured out a way to stop his baby from crying. A 7-week-old baby is crying. Babies cry, that's what they do. So every year there's 3,000 to 5,000 geniuses out there that figure out a way to stop their baby from crying. Unfortunately, it's not a very good way. It's effective, but it's not a very good way. Let me explain to you why it's not a very good way. And then I'm going to introduce you to somebody who, another genius, decided to make this baby stop crying. These eggs, this bowl is going to represent our skull. These eggs are going to represent our brain that's inside of our skull. This is going to drop 5 eggs inside of here. I'm going to put a little bit of oil in here because the oil kind of represents all of us have spinal fluid in our heads. So we're going to pour a little bit of spinal fluid inside of this skull. We all have veins running through our brains, so I'm going to drop in a little bit of veins, a little bit of blood, because that's what happens after you shake a baby. Get it to stop crying. I'm going to put this lid on top to represent a closed head. Now, if your baby's crying and you're frustrated, you're tired, and you can't take it anymore, besides shaking it to stop it from crying, there is another option. Earplugs. It's not going to stop crying because it's a baby. But for $1 at the dollar store, this right here will take the edge off. You put these in, you still hear the baby crying, you're still attentive to it, but take the edge off. I'd recommend that over this. But this is what some of these geniuses out here figure out. They'll take a baby, not much bigger than this, 6, 7, 8 weeks old. They'll take that baby, it's crying, and they love this baby, but they can't stand it anymore, and they're just going to shake that baby. Stop crying! Stop crying! Just like that. That was what? 3, 5 seconds worth of shaking? Oh, I'm so sorry. Now it stopped crying. But let's see exactly what you just did to the inside of that baby's brain. That right there is exactly what happens. The brain dies because of the bleeding and the swelling. And that goes also in behind their eyes, and they'll go blind. All of that is if they live. Most of them, a lot of them don't live. The ones that do, it's not a pretty picture. I'm going to introduce you to somebody who I love very much. And this is kind of hard for me to do, what we're doing. It's harder for me to do this than I thought, because I love this person so much. But this happened to her at the age of 6 weeks old, almost the same size as that baby. This is Raquel. I'm going to pick you up, honey. Raquel is 5 years old. She should be running around playing, doing all the things that a normal 5-year-old does. If I go like this, Raquel has no idea that I'm doing that. None. She can hear me. If I do something like that, she might jump and startle with a seizure, because she has about 30 seizures a day. Can she stand up on her own? Doesn't look like it. Can she sit on her own? If I let go, nope, there she goes. All of that was caused by that 10-second shake. All of that could be prevented if you would just $1 earplugs. And I'm not saying that's going to stop a baby from crying. It's not. But it might give you a chance to take the edge off that screaming, because they're going to do that, and cause you to sit back and just take a deep breath. For their sake, please do that. Don't shake a baby. We're done.